Okay, we've got to establish something once and for all on this podcast. If you are a right-wing Donald Trump supporter, you no longer get to complain about people getting offended too easily over things, because what you Trump flakes don't realize is that your favorite guy in the world, Donald Trump, along with his vice president, they get offended not only by everything, but they actually go out of their way to find things to be offended about. So on Sunday, Vice President Mike Pence and his wife were at the Lucas Oil Stadium to cheer on the Colts. But this snowflake ultimately decided to leave because he was offended, saying, quote, "I left today's Colts game because POTUS and I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers, our flag, or our national anthem." So let me get this straight. Mike Pence went to a football game knowing damn well that there was a good chance that some of the NFL players would kneel during the national anthem, and knowing that that would offend him, he still decided to go anyway. So in other words, he actively put himself in a situation to where he would be triggered, and he knew he would be triggered, so that way he could take to social media and complain about it. That is what I like to call a snowflake, because these anti-PC police right-wingers are just as triggered as the people they typically rail against. Now, it became pretty clear that this entire event was staged, and I actually feel a little bit apprehensive about using the term staged, because I don't want to sound like Alex Jones, but I mean, we have really good reason to believe that this was a pre-planned event, because Donald Trump took to Twitter to state, "I asked Vice President Pence to leave the stadium if any players kneeled, disrespecting our country. I am proud of him and Second Lady Karen." So in other words, Mike Pence wanted to go so that way he could be offended and then complain about how offended he was on social media. Now, I don't understand, but besides this being, a mindless occurrence and just a dumb thing to do, I mean, I really don't know what would possess him to fly to a different state to see this game. This little public stunt that he pulled, it did come with a cost, specifically to you, the taxpayer, because according to Allura Nanos of Law News, she reports that Vice President Mike Pence appears to have spent more than $200,000 in travel funds yesterday so that he could leave a football game and pronounce himself the ultimate patriot. The real absurdity is our White House wasting both our money and its influence to strengthen ties with the base who already loves it. That's right, Trump lovers, you are being used, and we're all paying for it. At the center of it all is our spotlight-seeking sycophant at arms, Mike Pence. Pence is a lot of things, but he's definitely not stupid. Wasteful, opportunistic, a total sellout? Maybe. Stupid? No. He saw a chance to make headlines for himself, and he jumped at it, probably humming 2024 all the while. Pence likely calculated the risks and concluded that the only people who would call him out for play acting and on-the-spot decision to exit were those who already hate him. Hell, I don't even watch football, and I knew the kneeling would be happening yesterday. Obviously, the vice president planned his little pretend-to-attend charade with full knowledge that it would require an early exit. He even made sure to alert the press pool so that his foot stomping could be captured in living color. Now, a tweet from Vaughn Hilliard of NBC News verifies this, because he states, as media pool has been made aware, a staffer told Pool that Vice President may depart the game early, did not indicate how early. Unbelievable. So this stupid staged event, it cost $200,000 to the taxpayer to fly him out there, to, fly Secret Service out there and pay them for their services and fly him back. $200,000 when they knew that players would kneel and they would get offended, but this was a publicity stunt. So they literally sought out an event that they knew would offend them for publicity. So if that doesn't tell you that Mike Pence and Donald Trump are a bunch of snowflakes, then I don't know what else will. Because even though Republicans like Donald Trump like to rail against PC police and contend that, everyone in this country, they just get offended too easily, well, they're a main part of that problem. Right-wingers are just as easily triggered and outraged as kids on college campuses. It's true. I know that people don't like to admit this fact because, it's easier to call out PC police and SJWs right now on YouTube because that's the popular thing to do that gets you views and clicks. But in actuality, The real triggered snowflakes in this country, it's always been the right. It's always been evangelical Christians. It's always been right-wingers. And you can see this because anytime I have any videos criticizing Donald Trump, look at the comments. It's all these Trump flakes who are triggered. They just can't stand to see him being criticized. And it's not like I'm criticizing him for arbitrary reasons. I'm criticizing Donald Trump, usually based on his own words or things that he did. So, I'm just so sick of the hypocrisy. I'm sick of the double standard. Yes, SJWs on the left are certainly a problem. I don't approve of anything the authoritarian left does. I think that college campuses should allow speakers that they disagree with to come and speak to them. But I also think that we need to be consistent here and call out the SJWs on the right, social injustice warriors, as many people are now calling them, because it's not okay to focus on just the left, even though that's the popular thing to do right now. The right-wingers are the biggest snowflakes ever, and the level of hypocrisy I continue to see for all these people like Dave Rubin, it makes me so angry. So look, call a spade a spade. Donald Trump and Mike Pence, they're a bunch of snowflakes, and the fact that they staged this event shows that they may be more snowflakier than the most snowflakiest snowflake.
Support this podcast by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Humanist Report.